Ah, Mr. Spadison, Mr. Stefansson. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you guys? Welcome in. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong one. Anyways, welcome in. I made a little mistake. I finished work, took a shower, and I thought to myself, oh, I'll just close my eyes for a moment. And then I was late. So, but the good news is that now we're here. I think what I'll do tonight, I was looking at the multiplayer bit. I could make this a multiplayer stream. For now, I'm just going to do single player, and we'll just kind of see what happens. But right now, I'm open to this being a multiplayer stream. But, alas, I must get warmed up. And I used to be something of a loader main. I used to play this game all the time. I don't really play it so much anymore, but I used to play it all the time. So, I'm a seasoned vet. But Mr. Spatz says, I'd asked to join earlier streams, but I've experienced high ping, risk of rain, and I don't have the mental fortitude to die from lag and not get very frustrated. I'm sorry, Mr. Spattison. But, I mean, hey. I will fight on for you in spirit. If you wanted to try, be my guest. If you're gonna get frustrated with ping and choose not to, then that's fine too, you know? It's all good, it's all good. I've just been playing this game a lot off stream. So this has been kind of like my go-to game to play off stream lately. I guess my history with Risk of Rain is kind of a long story, but Spatz main's Mercenary, nice. I believe Mercenary's the one with the left-handed sword, right? Is that correct? For that guy, you know how you have to do the prismatic trials to get his special thing? The one with the dashes and double jumps. Thank you, thank you. And which is another thing, low health and lag just deletes me. I see. Understandable. But, you know how one of the abilities is locked behind the prismatic trials? So I actually managed to do that the other day. So now I have his special little sword ability. So, I like Mercenary, I'm not good at Mercenary. I'd like to be, but I feel like I'm much better at anything else. I do like it though. I'm just not good at it. But I used to play Risk of Rain all the time. Whiffle Waffle, welcome in. How are you? Welcome in. I'm just explaining my history with Risk of Rain, but I used to play Risk of Rain all the time. I think even before I ever started streaming, I used to play it. It was kind of like my go-to game to just kind of turn my brain off and just, you know, fight some stuff. And then later on, that passion would be replaced by Darktide, Space Marine, and then that turned into, like, The Division nowadays is kind of my go-to. But I was into the game. I got the first DLC. I thought it was awesome. The second DLC was the second DLC came out in a very unbalanced state, and I was gonna wait for the balancing, and then I found other things to play, so then I moved on to other things. So I had a gigantic hiatus with this game. And then after that, I was waiting for it to go on sale. I was playing it with Alistor the other day, and I kind of figured I'd just pick it up, try it out again. I enjoyed it, as I used to, so I decided to pick up the two DLCs that I was missing on PC, and then now we're here. So there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen before. And welcome into Brave. How are you, Brave? Welcome to Risk of Rain. Also, if the audio... Welcome into Fitz, by the way. If there's any audio that needs to be adjusted, just let me know if it's too loud or too soft. I know this game can be, like, really, really loud. So I think it's running on about 40% of what it should be, so let me know. But how are you, Brave? How are you, Fitz? And Spatz says, I like to think I'm pretty good at him, but I also don't have a lot of hours in the game. But I don't find any other character appealing, honestly. I get it. I think not every character is for everybody. There are some characters that I just like don't really care for, but I get you. I get you. Unrelated question, do you own The Witcher 3? I don't know if you saw the announcements. Actually, it's a good thing you brought that up, because that is one of the topics I should talk about. Before we get to that, Brave says, Risk of Rain 2, I thought it was MGS4 today. No, MGS4 actually releases, for me it releases tomorrow. So for some people in different time zones it's already out, but for me it's not going to release until tomorrow. So, oh, damn. So, being that it releases tomorrow, it's kind of tough because I'm going to be, like, really busy on Saturday morning. I've got some things I got to take care of on Saturday. That because I have to wake up at like 4:30 a.m. on Saturday, I'm going to have to cancel stream on Friday. So MGS4 releases on Thursday, but no stream Friday. I'm thinking of doing a night stream on Saturday. So the current time right now would be around the time that MGS4 starts on Saturday, if I'm up to it. So we'll try to we'll play it by ear for now. I don't know how tired I'm gonna be, but ideally I'd like to start Metal Gear Solid 4 as soon as I possibly can. I am very, very excited about it, and this week has been excruciatingly long because of, you know, how much I'm anticipating MGS4. So. But Fitz says, the game music is kind of low, but hearing you is better, I think. Thank you, Fitz. Okay. I mean, I can turn it up a little. Oh, it's 20%. 30? I wish there was an in-between. I feel like now it's... Yeah, this is too loud. It's either 20 or 30, though. We'll just go with 20. Too soft or too loud? But Risk of Rain has some amazing OSTs. There's one I hear every now and then. Yeah, I haven't really heard much of the new stuff since I only got the second and third DLCs that I was missing. I got them recently, so I haven't heard too much of the new music. But I am excited to hear it. I am excited. But anyways, so about The Witcher. So I initially tried to play The Witcher 3. Maybe a few... I tried to play it like 3 years ago. And this was a little bit before I started streaming. I tried to play it. The problem was that when you start The Witcher 3, it puts you in a spot where it kind of drops you in, and then it's like a million things happen before The Witcher 3 starts. And I wasn't really a big fan of that feeling, of like, feeling like I was missing something. So I decided that I would go back and play The Witcher 1 before I got to Witcher 1, then 2, then 3. You know, like, I hear you can just play 3 as is, but I don't like the feeling of like, feeling left out of whatever was happening in the story, so I went back to play 1. I got like 35 hours in, and then I dropped it. So, and not so much that it was bad. I think what was happening, I dropped it in like July of 2023, and I started streaming in like August or September. So I think what happened was I just got so absorbed into stream stuff when I started that I just kind of forgot about The Witcher 1 and just never went back. I did get pretty far into it. I enjoyed it. But ultimately, I don't really think it's much of a stream game. The Witcher 1. And I want to finish... I'm still kind of like wanting to finish 1 before I get into 3. But it is exciting that they're going to remaster it, though. It is really exciting. So I do own it, so I already have it. I just haven't. I've only got maybe like 30 minutes into The Witcher 3 before I decided to just play 1. And then I got 35 hours into 1, and then I dropped it. So I tried a little bit last night to get back into it, but I ended up playing Risk of Rain instead. So, anyways. But Fit says, with powerful slowness is the name. Nice, nice. And, oh, I can relate. I went straight on 3 and I didn't like it. Yeah, it's like... Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I played 1 because, you know, like I was saying, when you start 3, it feels like a million things happen prior to 3 that you're kind of left out on, and it feels like you're jumping into a story like as it's going without seeing whatever was prior to that. So I started The Witcher 1, and it starts the exact same way. So The Witcher 1 starts feeling like a million things happened before The Witcher 1 even started. Like, you're hanging out with, I think it was Triss and Kaer Morhen. I don't remember how you pronounce it, but like the castle that Geralt is originally lived in. The castle's like being assaulted, and Geralt's like, "Ah, yep, I got memory loss. I'm not really sure what happened to me, but you know, you're familiar to me, Triss." It's like, which is, it's kind of okay, because it's like, you know, I'm lost, Geralt's a little lost because of whatever memory loss thing he's got going on, but even so, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I did stick with it. There's like, to me, I can't, like, I think it's fine, and I think if I had nothing else to play, I'm sure that I'd enjoy it, but playing it now is really hard because the controls are not super great. The UI is kind of confusing. For its time, I'm sure that it was fantastic, but by today's modern standards, and you know, I feel like it doesn't hold up as well. So it's a little bit hard to get back into. So, but anyways, but Sprat says they made the deluxe edition free, so you gotta. So you get the DLCs for free, and September 29th, the remaster releases for free as Witcher 4 is coming soon. I know that's understandable, easy peasy, and that's valid. Brave says, is Alistor going to join in Risk of Rain? So I asked Alistor if Alistor would like to. Alistor is not available tonight, so Alistor has begun college. So due to his college journey, he has to wake up earlier than he normally would, and thus he's too tired. So it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I did invite Alistor, but Alistor is too exhausted from his new college schedule. You see. Oh, but Pitt says we're going now past to say hi. By the way, hi chat, bye chat, and Taco. Bye-bye, Fitz. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you. Even if you're just passing by, I appreciate it. But prior to that, Fitz says the Elder Scrolls, on the other hand, throw some stuff at your face, but nothing substantial. It basically says, you're terrible, get out there and explore. Well, the Elder Scrolls is like a little bit different because I feel like I guess it depends on the game, though. Like some games, they throw you in and you have it depends on how much backstory they give you, and The Witcher, like, Geralt is very much like an established person in the universe, whereas like Elder Scrolls games, I feel like, or Bethesda games in general, I feel like they are like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. They give you like, they tell you who you were prior to when the games take place, but that's kind of it. They're not like, oh yeah, the Geralt, the main character of this, and you've done so many accomplishments, and you know this and that, and this thing, and wow, you're so amazing, and you've also been the Witcher for so long, and here's Triss, and here's Yennefer, and they're kind of your girlfriends, but they're not, but we also have some romantic history that we're also not really going to go over, but you also work for these people, but you're also kind of like a bounty hunter that does side jobs, and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of confusing. Anyways, but Schmat says, is there another platform? I noticed you read chat earlier and I didn't see the message, but didn't really register. And there is, that's from YouTube. Yeah, so I'm doing like a dual stream thing nowadays. So I stream on both YouTube and Twitch, but so the weird thing the reason why it's a little odd is because so Twitch has certain rules that you need to comply by. So originally Twitch did not allow multi-streaming, but they allow it now. However, you have to abide by like specific regulations to the way that you stream, or specific rules. So the big one is that you're not allowed to combine chats. So Twitch does not let you combine chats with YouTube. You're either, if you're gonna show chat on screen, it has to be Twitch's or nothing at all. And so that's kind of the reason why you guys can't see anybody on YouTube. I'll respond from YouTube chats, but I don't have them on the screen because Twitch doesn't allow that. And I'm trying to stay compliant with what Twitch says, so that's kind of the reason. And then the other rule was that the quality on Twitch can't be as like less than the quality on YouTubers, or sorry, yeah, Twitch has to be of a better quality than YouTube if you're gonna stream to both, equal or better. So that's another. That one doesn't really affect you guys so much, but that's another regulation. So, but yeah, Fitz is on YouTube side. So YouTube is generally I treat Twitch as the live chat, generally speaking, but I treat YouTube as the archive. So if you guys ever wanted to watch me play something from like that I played a long time ago, the archive goes back like a year or so now, a little more than a year. So if there's anything like within the past like 2 years or so that you wanted to see, I've been multi-streaming for like about 2 years. So a lot of it is archived. Not like the early stuff isn't so archived, but the more recent stuff is archived. So, anyways, but Brave on YouTube side says, but can you put YouTube and Twitch chat side by side then? No. I don't think so. I know that combined chats are explicitly not allowed, but if you put them side by side, I don't know if that follows under combined or if that falls under individual, but right next to each other. I'm not really sure how that would go, but I'm a little too afraid of Twitch to try. So, besides, most of you guys are on Twitch anyways, so it kind of just works out that way. So it's all good. It's all good. Twitch is an archive mainly with like an intermittent chat, more or less. So, I do try to give both the same amount of attention, though. I have them both pulled up on my screen so I can see them both, but you guys will only be able to see Twitch side for the most part. So, anywho, but that's that. But I do plan to, I don't know, like, I would like to. It would be really nice to play The Witcher 1 with you guys, but I think it's a really rough watch, personally. And I also think that it's a rough watch, and I don't think it's all that. It's definitely not family friendly, and it shows its age. Not to say that I gravitate specifically towards family friendly, but how do I put it? The Witcher does some things that are kinda whack. The Witcher 1 specifically, that I don't think would go over very well. So namely the welcome into Tommy, by the way. We're talking about The Witcher 1. Welcome in. But The Witcher 1 doesn't really like it has some like kinda rough dialogue, where, I don't know, it just kind of treats... The game kind of treats women like everyone just wants to sleep with Geralt. And then, if you do manage to, like, pick the right dialogue to, like, sleep with whoever, then you get, like, a trading card for doing so. And it's kind of weird. I think it's a little weird, but, and it's generally pretty raunchy, so it's not really something that I would want to do on the channel. I think it's more something I'm interested in it, and I do want to... Ouch, that killed me. I am interested in it to get to 3, since I hear that 3 is so good, but it is going to take me a while to get there, so, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like it's really unlikely I'm going to get there, but I am excited for the idea that 3 is coming out. As a remaster, and 4 as well. And I heard that 1 is supposed to get, like, a remake at some point, which I'm also kind of looking forward to. But that kind of remains to be seen, and I'm sure that that's quite a few years out at this point, so I'm not really getting my hopes up too high about it. But outside of that, let me think of what else is happening. So, Gamescom released this morning they released, what was it? They released gameplay for Total War Warhammer 40k. It's looking good, it's looking good. I'm already extremely excited. And I've just grown even more excited, so... exciting stuff. And then Rainbow Six Siege announced Rainbow Six Siege Tactics, a turn-based Siege, which, you know, I don't remember ever thinking that as a thing, something that could be done, but, you know, now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty brilliant, actually. It's really smart. So I'm really looking forward to that tactics thing. I saw the trailer at work. I kind of like skimmed over it, so I didn't really get too much of an opportunity to look at it really in depth, but it looks really cool, what I did see. And then I think there was one other thing I was really looking forward to with Gamescom, but I don't remember what it was. So if any of you guys have any thoughts about Gamescom, feel free to share. Gamescom is going for the next, like, 5 days, I think, so... Or no, it's 5 days total, so I guess, like, 3 more days. 3 or 4 more days, so if you have any thoughts, just let me know. Brave on YouTube side says, I remember reading that there is goodies in the back pocket of your pod. I don't know if it's still a thing, or if it's character specific. So, it's there. It's not really goodies, though. So, the back of the pod is the fuel array, which you have to be going specifically for that. So what it is, you can pick it up. It takes, I'll just take it for now to show you, but it fills your equipment slot, and I think it's if you drop below 50% health, you're just gonna explode, basically. So you have to keep your health kind of high, and you need to keep the health high and make it all the way to the 4th stage. And the 4th stage has to be like this, it's kind of like an orange fiery biome. And only there can you deliver the battery that will allow you to unlock a new character. So, well, welcome back on Twitch, Brave. Welcome back. But, yeah, it's for a new character. If you want a new character, that's how you would get it. The downside is that you become very killable the moment that you put this on. And you can't take it off unless you switch to a different equipment, so... It's kind of a big yikes. But if there's any time to do it, it's with Artificer, as I'm playing now. Or if you were to play as the Engineer, you'd probably get kind of far too. So, But do you have that character? I do not. So what happened? What happened was that I made a mistake when I was naming my profile for this game. So I kind of used some like IRL stuff when I made my profile for this game. Because I wasn't under the impression that I was ever going to stream this game. But then I was like, oh shoot, I gotta... If I'm ever going to stream it, I'm going to have to redo my profile. So I had to delete my progress. So I used to have that character. I don't have the character anymore, but I did at one point. Back in the day, I did. But I do not anymore. It is quite sad. It is quite sad. But it's fine. I mean, I used to play this game so much. This used to be my, like, while I'm playing YouTube, or while I'm watching YouTube game. The game that I just put on in the background to just, you know, keep busy. This is the game for me, so. I can play this kind of mindlessly. I'll probably get the new character eventually. But I'm also not really in a rush. I've played, like, all of the standard ones, except for the Heretic. That was just too hard, and then the new DLC stuff, I've played a little bit. The Void Fiend is kind of too hard for me, but I did like Railgunner. So, but Brave says understandable. Do you have this game, Brave? Do you by chance? Does anybody out there have this game? My concern was that I wanted it to be easy invite for this game. It turns out there is an easy invite. You just have to have like a code, basically. So, so this game is very, very easy to play with you guys. Oh. Hello. Thank you. Dinner's here. Brave says, I did play it, but it's not really for me. I get that. I get that, Mr. Braverton. I understand. I do think that the game is good, but I also understand that it can be a little much. I don't even remember when I started playing this game, or why. Just one day, I guess it was just on sale, I decided to just pick it up just for the hell of it. And then it became one of my favorite games for a really long time. I don't really know where it ranks anymore, but I always enjoy it when I play it, so. But my initial problem with the game was that I had played it so much that I just... Oh, yep. I'm dead. Interesting. Anyways, I played it so much that I kind of knew all the maps and all of, like, the characters well enough, and I was just getting, like, there was kind of like a content drought for the game, and that and the second DLC releasing in an unfinished state kind of caused me to lose interest. But you might have noticed I just died. It was because I touched a... it's like a void chest, so you sacrifice 50% of your health for a void item. But I picked it up. I wasn't really sure whether or not the battery would explode, because you know how I was saying the battery explodes at 50%? Well, it turns out it was exactly 50, so I opened the chest and then my battery exploded, so that's why I just died all of a sudden. But I haven't tried Seeker. Seeker I haven't tried. Chef is new to me, and Operator is also new to me. So everybody else and I don't know who that is, like these two. But I'm familiar with Railgunner, Void Fiend, Acrid. We should get Acrid again. Maybe that's what I'll work towards. Getting Acrid. I do like Acrid. I used to play Acrid a lot too. But Brave says, you know, this game is Survivor game before Survivor became a genre. As in Vampire Survivor. I also have Vampire Survivor as well, which I do enjoy. I haven't played it a whole lot, But I did enjoy it a lot. It was a fun time. But I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my food, and then I'll continue the stream. So I'll be right back. Sorry. I'm still coughing. I feel like the cough has been getting worse these past few days, which is kind of concerning, so. It's very annoying. But Brave says, do you Mega Bonk too? Well, not exactly. It was marketed as 3D Survivor the game. So, I looked at Mega Bonk, but the reason I didn't play it was because it looked a lot like Risk of Rain. I kind of thought to myself, like, well, I have Risk of Rain already, so that's kind of the reason I didn't get it. I I don't really know whether it's better or worse than Risk of Rain, but my thought was like, it's probably not going to be as good as Risk of Rain, so I never really picked it up. But I don't really know too much about it, ultimately. But yeah. I know it exists. That's, I mean, I guess it's what, $8 when it goes on sale? I guess that's the same as Risk of Rain, but not too bad of a financial investment. Not too bad. Sorry about the coughing, man. I just keep coughing. I just keep coughing. It never ends. It never ends. I'm so tired of coughing, man. I've been coughing for the past, like, 4 or 5 months now. I've been coughing, like... Ooh, that's bad for my build. But I've been coughing with phlegm, like, into my mouth for the past, like, several months. It doesn't even matter how much I, like, spit it up. There's just more and more phlegm. Or maybe I'm just getting old, you know? Maybe I'm, like, turning into, like, a dad, you know? Just all the like, hawking mouth noises. All like that. I understand now. I understand what it's like to get old. Which is funny, because I'm, like, the youngest dude in my office. So, anytime I call myself old, I get a look. But I certainly feel old sometimes. So I'm certainly feeling old, especially with I don't know, celebrity deaths. Dolly Parton. I'm not like, I wasn't super big on Dolly Parton, but I am sad she's gone. The other guy that died today, I don't remember what his name was, but the guy that played Pennywise, that's sad too. So, I don't know, man. People are just dropping like flies out here. Everybody's getting old, man. It's so sad. It is so sad. Gain a temporary small barrier when a skill comes off the cooldown. Nice. Nice! This is a good start. We are off to an excellent start, actually. And then I guess right here might be a good spot to camp while I start my dinner. It's about taku dinner time. Camping near the turrets to accrue some money would be a great financial decision. Methinks. Tonight's dinner, Panda Express. I've got my chow fun, or sorry, not chow fun, chow mein, orange chicken, and my kung pao chicken. Which is my usual order, by the way. In case you wanted to know taku order, let me tell you. That's what I normally get. An unbeatable combo. Also, I eat the red peppers out of the kung pao chicken. And it may irritate my bowels, but I'll have you know that I regret nothing. Oh shoot, wait. Sorry. I was gonna... Whoops. I was gonna use that little landmine thing to boost me up, but I forgot. I'm playing engineer, not railgunner, so... Whoops. Embarrassing. Today's been a day, man. I had to answer a lot of calls today. And let me tell you, it was a tough day. A tough day in Taku Land. And then on top of that, one of my coworkers I work closely with went on lunch early. And I just got, like, flooded with work. I got absolutely flooded with work while he was on lunch, so... I am extra exhausted today, but all I have to do is make it to the weekend. That's all I gotta do. On a somewhat unrelated note, I decided to take Monday off as vacation this coming Monday. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but I just need a break, man. I'm so tired. I just need a break. This week is like half over and it's already super overwhelming. So I just need a break. Overwhelming more so because I'm having a hard time with my patience, you see. I've got a lot of things I'm excited for, and it's making time go by way too quick. But Brave says, oh yeah, speaking of Gamescom, I saw Mega Man. Are you a Mega Man fan, Mr. Brave? That's exciting. That's exciting, that's exciting. I think I've tried a little bit of Mega Man, but I didn't know you were into Mega Man, Brave. Nice. Very nice. I saw the announcement, but I don't think I looked too much into it. But I guess that goes for a lot of Gamescom. I didn't look a whole lot into it. It was so sad. When Gamescom was premiering, yesterday, and today, I guess, I was pretty busy when it was premiering, so I didn't really... I saw snippets of it, but... Well, I guess snippets yesterday, nothing today. But it seemed interesting. Brave says, I am a Mega Man fan. 'Tis my childhood game. Next to Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. I think we were in the same era of video games then. I did play a Spyro game. I didn't play Crash Bandicoot, but I played... I was more of a, like, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank kind of guy. Which is similar... I think the same era and of a similar vein. But... I don't think I played Crash. But I did play a lot of the Ratchet and Clanks up until the PS3 one. I don't remember which one that was. And then I played all the Jak and Daxters. Or Jak and Daxter, then Jak 2 and Jak 3. So, which is really cool, by the way. If there's any game that I want remade, that is definitely up there for me. Definitely up there. Hmm? Oh. Whoop. You can't hear me eat, can you? Unless I talk. Never mind, you kinda can. Okay, hold on. Fool that I am. I asked for a plate instead of a bowl. I'm a fool. But alas, I must consume. Anyway, so I think what I'll be doing, I'll talk a little, speak my mind, have a little thought in my head that I'll push out there, and then I'll mute my mic, stuff food in my face, and then once I'm done chewing, I'll come back and start talking about stuff. But anyway, we're in the yapping period right now, though, so Crash Bandicoot didn't play a whole lot, but I think I might have. Maybe a little. I'm trying to think what else I played back in PS2. It's been a long time. But I'm all for remakes, though. I don't mind remakes at this point. When it comes to original ideas, I'm just kind of over it. I don't need any more original ideas. Also, I'm gonna move my dinner. Hold on. So the problem with my table is that it's like right in the blast of the AC. So my food's gonna get cold. So I'm just gonna move it to the other part of my table that's not in the blast of the AC, and then just hope that my food doesn't get cold. But Brave says, I'm starting to sweat. That's the reason. That's where I was going with that. But Brave says, I don't play Jak and Daxter. I think my older cousin introduced it to me way long after I played by PS1 games. I didn't want to play that kind of game anymore. I get that. I get that. It's not for everybody. But, I don't know. For me, that was like a big part of my childhood. I'd spend a lot of time with that. I think it was Ratchet and Clank I'd spend a lot of time on, and then I moved on to Jak and Daxter, and then once I moved on to Metal Gear, that was it. That was like, I was locked into Metal Gear for like several years, so. And to this day, I still consider myself a Metal Gear fan, so ultimately Metal Gear took over. But, I don't know. Jak and Daxter had a really nice... I think it had an interesting story, interesting, like, world and atmosphere that I liked a lot. The gameplay I liked a lot. I was into platformers at the time, so I enjoyed that a lot. But, Jak... I would honestly take a Jak and Daxter. I would, if I may, I would honestly sacrifice The Last of Us 1 and 2 for a Jak and Daxter remake. If I was the keeper of the universe or something, and I get to decide what happens, Jak and Daxter remake is happening before... instead of The Last of Us. So, same company, Naughty Dog. But Brave says, I was expecting you were gonna say, after that I went to Metal Gear and I never came back. I mean, I've had interests outside of Metal Gear, but I love Metal Gear, man. I don't know what it is about Metal Gear, but I love Metal Gear. I love it. Which isn't to say it's perfect, you know, it's not like... It might as well be perfect, but I can see objectively how it has its flaws. But I enjoy Metal Gear so much, which is why this week is so painful, because I've said this already, and I'll keep saying it, but I have been waiting since, like, I haven't played MGS4 since, like, 2009, so I've been waiting a long time for my Metal Gear. And now that the day is just about upon us, I am losing my mind. I need it right now. I'm really excited. Also, I'm being really chased right now. There's not a lot I can do about this. I'm just getting chased around, and I don't know what the game expects me to do, but I can't really do a whole lot right now without being chased. Oh man. Damn it, they killed my turret again. That takes a long time to respawn, damn it! I can't just make another. Or, I mean, I can right now, but normally it takes a while. Normally it takes a while. It's gonna take me like 15 seconds to spawn another. Damn. But Brave says, WTF, Jak and Daxter is Naughty Dog 2. Yes. So, I think they went from Jak 3, and I think they were gonna make Jak 4, and then they decided to make The Last of Us 1 instead. And that's why The Last of Us 1, that's where that came from. It was originally gonna be Jak 4, but they just took a different direction. The wrong direction, if I may say. They should have just done Jak 4. It is what it is. And then going forward, I don't really know what they're working on, but I really don't think it's Jak 4 or Jak and Daxter. But it would be nice. Jak and Daxter's just kind of dated by this point. I don't think it really holds up very well. Even if they did a remake, they'd have to substantially change the game. And I don't know if that would hold up well. But Oldies Naughty Dog is really great, and I agree. I agree. Right now, I feel like they're not really doing much, but the last noteworthy thing I can think of is The Last of Us Part 2, which I personally like that game a lot. I thought it was awesome. I know it wasn't really received very well, but I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, outside of making that game, they haven't really made much of anything, so it's a little sad. How the mighty have fallen. But Brave says at least Crash Bandicoot has the 4th, aptly named It's About Time. Yes, yes. This is true. This is true. At least Crash has a 4th. Meanwhile, I'm just starved for... Well, so Jak and Daxter had, like, a sequel to 3. Kinda. So, they had a game called, like, The Lost Frontier. It was on PSP, and it wasn't very great. I mean, it was, like, it tried to do interesting, innovative things, but it deviated a little too far from the formula, and the plot was kind of stupid. At least that's how I remember it when I was young. When I was but a kid playing it, so... it was okay. It wasn't really deserving to be a numbered sequel, and technically it wasn't a numbered sequel, but it was just whatever. It was whatever. But they really should have made Jak 4. Jak 3 kind of tied it all together, though, so I guess it wasn't really necessary by any means. But if I was, like, Elon Musk rich, Or, I mean, I guess just rich in general. If I just had like a dumb amount of money that I couldn't possibly use in my lifetime, I think I would just hand Naughty Dog a bunch of money, borderline unlimited budget, and I'd just tell them to remake Jak and Daxter and make it fun. Like, not necessarily to, like, remake the exact way it was, but to, you know, make it again but for a modern audience. I think that would work. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. Also, there are way too many enemies on my screen right now for my build. My build is not very good. What we need is bleed, but we do not have that. And we are suffering for it. Yep, and that killed my turret. Brave says, aren't they busy making the Heretic Prophet? The crowd response wasn't good. What is the Heretic Prophet? I haven't even heard of that. Is that their next project? Really? The Heretic Prophet. Oh, I remember this. Yeah. This doesn't really give you, like, it doesn't look very interesting. Well, maybe a little. I don't know. I'll consider myself cautiously optimistic. Although I really don't think that it's going anywhere. But welcome into Error. How are you, Error? We're talking about old Naughty Dog games, and the latest being Heretic Prophet, which hasn't released yet. But Brave says, this mythical crowd called Modern Audience doesn't exist, bruh. Well, when I say modern audience, I mean more like, if you give us, like, oh, damn it. If you give us, like, Jak and Daxter, but it's, like, I don't know. I know this sounds kind of stupid, but, like, if you add some collectibles, some character customization, some more, like, instead of just the main plot, if you added, like, side questing, if you expanded the world, if you made the puzzles a little more interesting for a modern audience, if you expanded what Eco can do. Eco was kind of limited in what it could do before, but if you expanded what the Eco can do, you expand the playable area, I think it could work. I think it could work. But it would have to undergo some pretty substantial changes. So. But what was really cool about Jak and Daxter that I didn't really realize at the time was that you can go from, like, one end of the map to the other without a loading screen. I think. If I remember correctly, there's not a single, like... There are loading screens, but there's... traveling from one end of the map to the other does not involve a loading screen, which I think was really neat, especially for its time. Supposedly, the game would kind of have to, like, load in the next area, and the PS2 was not always fast enough to do that. If you're running at a normal speed, then it's fine, but if you're moving, like, really, really fast, then and the game's not prepared for you to move that fast, they had a mechanic where Jak would trip randomly, so he'd, like, trip and fall on his face. And that would offer just enough of a delay for the PS2 to finish loading the next area. So if you ever play Jak and Daxter and randomly fell, supposedly that's because the PS2 is trying to keep up with the loading. And because it couldn't keep up, it decided to trip you instead. So, but that's insane. It is, and I think it's a really cool way to get around the issue. to get around the loading issue. I think it's brilliant to me. Absolutely brilliant. I like it. And then if you were to... Okay, so for those of you that haven't played Jak and Daxter, or the Jak games in general, let me tell you. Well, Era says, it's a cool distraction and no one complained apparently. Like, I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't even notice. I guess I probably would have assumed that I just randomly tripped on something. But it was a game mechanic. Or, not game mechanic, but a developer trick is what I meant to say. So, but anyways. So, Jak and Daxter, for those of you who haven't played it, or may not be familiar with it, it's a game from my childhood. It's about, like, a boy and... The main character's name is Jak, and his best friend is named Daxter. And they live in, like a fantasy world where everything is kind of like... Everything revolves around, like, eco. So, I don't remember all the ecos, but you can think of ecos kind of like energy sources. They take the form of, like liquids or, like, wisps, sort of. Era says Jak and Daxter was a cool game when it came out. You played it, Era? Excellent, excellent. But yes, I played Jak and Daxter the first game, and I really, really enjoyed playing with the various ecos, exploring the world, and then Jak 2 took a turn because more, like, gritty stuff was becoming more popular at the time. So, Naughty Dog did a pivot with their Jak and Daxter IP, and they decided to have Jak and Daxter just kind of, like, open a portal into... They were doing, like, an experiment. They opened a portal, and they got shipped off to, like a dystopia. And Jak gets tortured by some guy that, like, wants info out of him. He gets tortured with dark eco, and Jak has a special ability to channel eco. So over his, like, several years of torture, he grows to absorb the dark eco, and the dark eco kind of, like, changes his personality and his powers a little bit. It gets to a point where there's green eco for, like, healing reasons, but it's either green eco or dark eco, more or less. And the eco kind of changes him. He becomes more, like, gritty and does his whole, like, rebellion against the dystopian empire that's kind of, like, taken over the world. So it was such a cool game, and such a cool concept too. I think if they were to remake the game, I would like to see more, like, character customization, more, like, having different outfits would be cool as well. Different outfits, vehicle customization, weapon customization. I can't believe that killed me. More of the city being, like, expanded upon, and the density was okay, I guess, but I want the environments to be a little more, like, detailed and whatnot. But it was very close to perfection. Very close. And then Jak 3 came out, and I really liked Jak 3 as well. So, and then that Frontier game came out for after Jak 3, and it was not great and kind of stupid. So, wasn't a big fan. Maybe stupid's not the right word, but it wasn't where it's not really where I wanted the story to go. And I don't think anybody really cared for it. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't even play it, so... It was okay, though. It was just an okay game. Anywho. Let me stuff my face with some dinner. Just a second. Arrow says, what's for dinner, everyone? I'm glad you've asked, Mr. Arrow. Tonight's dinner is Panda Express. And I ordered the chow mein, the kung pao chicken, and the orange chicken. I am the kind of guy that loves... Like, I like orange chicken. Don't love it. I like it. Kung pao chicken, though? Dude. I will eat the red peppers out of the kung pao chicken. I do not care how much it burns my intestines. It is so good. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's what's for dinner for me. Me and my kung pao chicken and my orange chicken. What's for dinner for you guys? Anything exciting? Alright, I'm about to get cooked right now. But yummy, a spicy choice, so true. And nothing exciting today. It was a pizza kind of night. Nice. Pizza sounds nice to me. It sounds nice to me as well. I love pizza. Do you guys have a favorite pizza place? Back where I used to live, there was this pizza chain called Mod Pizza that I used to go to all the time. And let me tell you, it was so good. It was kinda gross in some ways, but it was also like, or maybe gross isn't the right word. It's very tailored to you, which is amazing and also not. It might seem unappealing to others, but to me it was amazing. So you could think of Mod Pizza like Subways, but for pizza. So they ask you like what sauce, they bring out the dough, they flatten it, they ask you what sauce you want, you tell them what sauce, you tell them what cheese is you want, and then they let you choose like what toppings you want, how many toppings you want, and then they shove it in the oven, and then they just give you like a flat rate for whatever it is you chose. Let me tell you, I had such... I don't even remember all the stuff I put on it, but at Subway, I'm the guy at Subway that loads the thing up with an insane amount of whatever. Like I like getting my money's worth, and I also like a crowded pizza. You know, so I would get like all the cheeses that were available. There were like 5 or 6. Red tomato sauce. Then it was like pepperoni, salami, sausage, sometimes chicken, olives, jalapenos, artichoke, red peppers, There was like 5 more things. I loaded it up. It was actually kind of disgusting by the time I was done. Or, I thought it was good. But, it was, very, maybe disgusting is not the right word. It was very uncivilized. But, I loved it. I loved it. But, Brave says, I'm good with Pizza Hut. I do like Pizza Hut. Eris says, not really, just got Little Caesars. Little Caesars is amazing, though. I do like Little Caesars. And those small business pizzerias are kind of bomb, not gonna lie. I like them. I like them. The place that I went to, it was more of a chain rather than a small pizzeria, but close enough, though. But Brave says, people say Pizza Hut is not pizza, but bread instead. But, you like it that way? Why? Really? They say Pizza Hut's not pizza? Why? It's very much pizza. I don't understand. But, I get you. Or maybe they're just saying it's too much bread. Not enough topping. Or cheese. I could see that, but I don't know. Domino's used to be my favorite back when I was in college. They offered a lot of coupons. So I'd go out of my way to get Domino's just to you know, have a little something to eat. Back in my day, it was like, they had this deal where you could you order 2 items or more from a list for $6 each. So, you could get like a full, or maybe it was 7. I think it was 6. Unintentional 6, 7, but anyways. So, you can get like a full-sized pizza, and you could get breadsticks for the price of like $13. It was amazing. And you could have leftovers after that. It was super amazing. It was kind of in a sketchy area, though, at the time. I remember one time I was walking past Domino's, and there was this dude that, like, he had his hand out like he was gripping some kind of, like, knife object. Like holding it really close to his chest. There was nothing in his hand, but he was gripping... He was, like, holding his hand and, like, clenching it in such a way that it was like he was holding something, but there was nothing there. And he was, like, whispering something to himself as I walked past him. It's kind of scary. But, other than that, you know, good pizza, though. Good pizza. It was worth the scary locale. I wanted to bite that red pepper in half, but I couldn't, so I ate the whole thing, and now my mouth is burning. I'm in pain. I am unwell. But it was worth it. I have no regrets, but I'm in pain. Eris says life choices coming back to get you. Oh yes. My poor life decisions. It was worth it, though. I am starting to sweat. Which isn't great, but... since I just took a shower. Oh, man. Chill out, I'm eating food, damn it. Let me eat my food! Now! Damn. Tonight's not my night. I mean, to be fair, I'm not fully locked in, but but tonight is not my night. Anywho, error. Did you know that Brave thought that tonight was MGS4 night? Silly Brave. But error says, "How has your day been?" It's been rough. It's been rough. I had a lot of work to do today, and the amount of work I've had to do the past, well, today, and having stuff that I'm really excited for on tomorrow and Saturday, it's making my week go by extremely slowly. And the reality of it is that what I really should have done is just like called in sick or well, I'm not sick right now, but well, actually, I don't know, maybe I'll actually be sick tomorrow with the amount of coughing, but what I should have done is taken vacation for Thursday and Friday. Because man, it is dragging, man. This week, it's just dragging. I cannot make it go faster. But Error says, "Oh no, MGS day is taking too dang long to get here. This week is gonna go on forever." It really is. It's just taking forever, man. This week is way too slow. I need it to be. I need Saturday to be here. I mean, I'm sure when Saturday arrives, I'll be like, "Oh, it was so fast." But right now, I just want the week to be over. I need the anticipation to end, you know? Being stuck in this constant state of anticipation is killing me. So. But we are almost to MGS Day. The fabled day. Mark your calendars. I'm really, really excited to finally relive the game that got me into Metal Gear and took over my my life, you know. But we do have to wait a bit for that to happen. Sigh. Big sigh. Which is also sad, because I want to continue KCD2 as well, but we'll get there. I need something, like, relaxing to play today, you know? Which is this. I'm dying a lot, don't let that fool you. I am having fun. Despite all the death. But I need a break. I need too much thinking. It's either too much thinking or not enough thinking. But today just fried me. There were so many, like, really random... There were some really random, like, super different problems that I had to fix today. And, I don't know, today kind of started on the wrong foot. I'm kind of realizing that I'm turning into a guy that if something bad happens in the morning, it just kind of ruins the rest of my day. Is what I'm noticing about myself lately. And dude, I had some like really argumentative people ask me for help today. It was kind of you know, kind of set the tone for the day. So I'm a little more bummed than usual, but it's okay. We're here now, so. But Brave says playing Darkest Dungeon 2 at the moment, just so you know. Excellent, excellent. Let me know how it goes, Mr. Brave. Let me know. Understandable, though. Understandable. I, too, like the game while watching streams, so completely understandable. But I'm glad you're here, Brave. Glad to have you with us. But the good news is that there was like 2 people that were kind of argumentative this morning, but I only remember one. So it's kind of nice to have forgotten the other one. But some people, man. But it's been fun. Excellent, excellent. I'm glad, Mr. Brave, I'm glad. I am happy for you, my good man. And lots of things change from DD1. Isn't it partially 3D now? Like there's some like 3D element to like the travel or something for Darkest Dungeon 2. Something like that. Coughing. No, I don't want to cough. Excellent. Oh man. See, what we really need is health recovery stuff. That's what we desperately need. Down to 1 turret. Man. But Brave says, now I'm in the grinding phase, I think. I'm not sure, but figuring it out is part of the fun. And yeah, it's 3D now, the animations are great. Nice, nice. Excellent, excellent. I believe it. I believe it. Darkest Dungeon 1. The GOAT. And now Darkest Dungeon 2. The Ultra GOAT. Truly. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. this is so hard. They're killing me. Oh, never mind. Actually, it might be okay. So I like to activate the teleporter early, because you get money from the teleporter, and moving on to the next area without grabbing all the chests is actually fine. So, I mean, ideally you grab all the chests, right? But the important thing is to keep moving through stages and keep acquiring chests. So, if you hit it a little early, it doesn't really matter. If anything, hitting it late is worse than hitting it early, so... Overall, this is better for us. I was hoping I could just keep eating, but... I'm only, like, barely halfway done with my dinner. No! Would this have been any easier if I was playing Oxygen Not Included? I feel not, but... I don't know. I did want to try something different today. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I wanted to do something a little bit different today. And then on top of that, we don't have a stream on Friday, so... We gotta... do what we can while we can. Once one stream is meant to start, on Friday is pretty much the moment that I need to go to sleep. Or really close to when I should be going to sleep. I mean, knowing me, I'll probably stay up till 10 PM anyways. I'll probably procrastinate on sleeping, but I really do, like, need to give myself space to sleep. Because sleeping at 10 would be rough. Well, actually, no, if I fell asleep at 10, right? Fall asleep at 10, you wake up at, like, 4:30. Which is practically 5, right? That's 7 hours. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not that bad. And I could, you know, probably find somewhere to sleep along my morning, so... I don't know, dude. I don't know. Dude, I'm sweating so much right now. I didn't even eat a red pepper. I don't know what the hell that was. But my mouth is flaming. And it hurts. I'm in so much pain. It hurts. It hurts. go. Not bad. The little disciple thing is actually kind of a good drop. Well, not really for my build, but well, I guess it helps you no matter what, but it doesn't help my turrets at the very least. But it does let me passively attack, which is nice. Damn, they killed the turret. Alright. We are moving, man. We're almost on stage 4. At about the 16-minute mark. Not bad at all. Generally, you want to spend maybe like 6-7 minutes per stage, so we're making good time. But Era says, sorry, I had to step away for a moment. My cat was messing with something. How much progress have you made so far tonight with Risk of Rain 2? I have made not very good progress. Last night I was doing better. Right now we're doing good. But generally speaking, leading up to this, aside from this run, we haven't been doing very good. But I'm not fully locked in because I'm still trying to eat my dinner. But other than that, I mean, we're doing okay. Is the cat well? Is your cat well, Era? I wish I had a cat. More specifically, I wish I had a cat that loved me. I don't have a cat, and I don't know. I think the biggest gamble with a cat is that you could have a cat that just doesn't want to hang out, I think. I'd want a cat that's, like, bothering me constantly, you know? I would like a very clingy cat. But alas, not all cats are clingy. But Era says yes, he's just a maniac. Let's go! Gotta love a cat with personality. Gotta love it. What's not to love? But nice. I'm glad things are settled with the cat. So the sauce from this meal is making my throat kind of coated in sauce. So I might be clearing my throat a bit more. But Era says, well, my cat is an adjacent pet, but he's just a weird fella in general. Nice. I like it. I like it. The best kind of people are weird. You know? The best kinds of people are weird. Which, I don't know. I feel like I've never been, like, in the popular groups. Just, like, my whole life, I feel like I've never really been in any group that was, like, actually, like, the popular kids group. I've always kind of grown up as, more like interesting people group, I guess. And I find that interesting people are so much more interesting. But darn straight, exactly. Which isn't to say that you guys are weird, but if I did say that, know that I mean it in a good way. It is a compliment to be weird. Normal people are just kind of boring, so... Normal, popular people are just kind of boring. So if you're not popular, congrats. You're probably weird, and I like that about you. But Era says, popular people are overrated. Weird people are the best. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Alright, I'm still eating my dinner. Dude, this thing is so spicy. Normally, it's just like the red peppers are spicy. This one is just spicy, man. It's so hot. I am in so much pain right now, dude. Damn. Keep killing my drones. Or my turrets. I paid good money for those! And then Brave says, probably because the weather is hot. There's that too. It has been really hot. With the storms coming, you know how like when the storm, I've said this before, but you know how when the storm is coming and the wind gets like super still? It's been hot, man. Like today's not too bad, but I feel like it's because I was inside most of the day today. Not really like roaming around as I normally would, but man, dude, it's been hot. I'm sitting in the AC right now and it's still kind of hot. Well, to be fair, my AC is like... Huh. I don't really know what that was, but I felt something just now. Like, I don't know if it was like the pressure in the room changed somehow, or... It was weird. I thought I felt something on my arm. Anyways. But yeah, the AC is on just enough to keep the room, like, cool, but it's not cold. So... It's just cool enough to stop me from sweating. If I wasn't eating spicy food. So... Anyway. But, Era says, they knew you were coming, so they made it extra spicy. And that's a thing too, Brave. Yeah, it... maybe. I mean, I'm joking when I say maybe, but maybe. Spooky-tober came in sooner. Seems so. It seems so. October is just about upon us. It's come early. So weird. Have you guys ever had any, like, paranormal experiences in life? You guys have any, like, scary stories to share? I don't know if I have any. I feel like I did, but I probably just blotted them out of my mind. They're not coming to me right now. But are you gonna play spooky games in October? The only game I have planned for October is I plan to play Gears of War E-Day, but outside of E-Day, I don't really have plans for October. I could pick up something scary, but I don't really have any plans for anything like too scary. I could. I think last October I played Nobody Lives Under the Lighthouse. I played that for like a stream or two. That was pretty fun. I don't think I finished it though. I think I got a ending, but I didn't get like the true ending. Era says, yeah, same. I think I might have long ago, but nothing comes to mind. And that would be an interesting stream for the spookiness. I agree. But we'll see. I've got Zombie Army Trilogy. That's not really scary though, but I booted it up for like a few minutes the other day. It's pretty good. I played for like less than 10 minutes, like right before I went to sleep. Like 2 days ago, I think. And you know, it actually performs really well. I was playing it on my Steam Deck. It performs really, really well. But it's not really a scary game, though. We should play something scary, I just don't know what it is. Scary without being too scary. I like horror without the jump scares. I feel like if something needs to rely on jump scares, then it's kind of cheap horror. If it has jump scares in it, that's fine, but I don't want it to be like primarily jump scares, like Five Nights at Freddy's or something. That would not quite be for me. I think I'd gravitate more towards something like short but narrative heavy. I think would appeal to me a bit more. Oh, nice. Oh, nice! Frost Relic. We're on a roll now. But what's the most horror-esque game you've played? So I played the Silent Hill 2 remake, I think, is probably the longest scary game I played, but I don't know, like, once you get to a certain point in Silent Hill, it's not too scary. Especially since you have weapons, it's like, not super scary. PT was really scary. So for those of you that may not be familiar, PT was originally going to be Silent Hill led by Kojima. But due to Konami and Kojima having a bit of a falling out, for that reason, PT never solidified into actual Silent Hill sequel, which is kind of disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is at this point, but a little disappointing. But PT was probably the scariest. The Nobody Lives Under the Lighthouse was pretty scary. That was genuinely kind of scary, but not always scary, but it did make me uncomfortable in a way that a horror game should. So there was that. Outside of that, let me think. I usually don't play horror games, so I don't have a long list or anything. Oh, we're good, actually. It's all good. Nice. I don't know where the final imp overlord went, but pretty much taken care of. What other games? I gotta look through my catalog, I think, to find the true answer. Oh wow. The Imp Overlord is pretty far away. Very interesting. Oh, no, it's back. Ooh, True Murnau's bands. Nice. Oh, Kajaro's band. Sorry. The other band. I keep trying to like get a little bit of food to chew on, and then it takes a while to eat. Anyways, here I am. So Brave says a game that comes to mind is Shift at Midnight. It's kind of horror, but mostly a silly co-op game. Ooh. Okay. Shift at Midnight. I'll have to keep that in mind. Actually, let me look it up real quick before I forget. Take a look. Shift at Midnight. You know, I've seen the cover art for this one. Oh. No, I might have seen a little bit of gameplay for this, actually. Okay, well, I'll keep my eye on that. Put that on my wish list. Let me see what actual scary games I have, though. There's a few games that I bought that I didn't play on stream that I meant to play on stream. We have Conscript Director's Cut, which is supposed to be like World War I trench warfare. I think maybe horror light. And speaking of light, there's also Chernobyl Light Complete Edition. I meant to play that on stream, and I didn't get around to it. There's Abiotic Factor. That's not really horror, but it is a fun little co-op game where you explore a facility. It's kind of like if Half-Life 1 was larger, longer, and co-op. That's what Abiotic Factor would be. Horror games, though. I don't really have... I have Alan Wake. I don't know if that's horror, but I have it. Days Gone, but I played that already. Dead Island we played on stream. Dead Island 2 we played on stream. Death Stranding has too much copyright music. Doki Doki Literature Club we played on stream, but I've seen it on YouTube already, so it's not really a unique experience to me. Dying Light doesn't agree with my computer. I don't know what it is, but when I load Dying Light, it runs at like 20 FPS for some reason. I don't really know why that is, so I gotta fix it. I never finished Dying Light. I've tried to finish it twice, and both times I got really close to the end, and then I never finished. So I need to finish that. There's Graveyard Keeper. I don't think that's horror. Hunt Showdown is... Well, Hunt Showdown's kind of infuriating. But Death Stranding counts as horror? It kinda... it has scary moments, I guess, but the horror is more like really tense rather than really scary. It's more of like a tension horror, but very horror light rather than uh truly scary. Um I have Lethal Company. I don't really think it's scary though. I haven't really cared too much for Lethal Company. Not that it's bad, it's just not really for me. I have Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition, which I think I played a little bit, but for the most part, I didn't really finish it. I've got The Long Dark. It's not really horror, though. I got Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, which both of them I didn't finish. I tried playing them a long time ago. I've got No One Lives Under the Lighthouse. Outlast, I already finished. I've got the Penumbra series, but I don't really want to play those. I've got a game called Remothered Tormented Fathers. And I have no idea how I acquired this game, but I'm pretty sure this is a horror game. I have no clue where that came from. It honestly was probably free and I picked it up. I've got Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. I've played them all except for Chris's story in... I think Chris's story in Resident Evil 1 I didn't finish. But I played through Jill's in 1. Signalis we finished on stream. Silent Hill 2 we finished on stream. Shadows of Doubt, I only played that for like a few hours on stream. We really should get back into that. That was a good game. So, oh wow, it's been like a year since I played it. And even then, I think I stopped playing, or it says the last time I played it was July 26, 2025, but I think that was me loading it after several months of not playing it. So it was before that is when I stopped. But Shadows of Doubt is really interesting. It simulates a city, and everybody has their own like schedules and whatnot. And the whole city is explorable. And someone commits a crime. Someone commits a crime. I don't know if it happens in real time. I imagine it does. But you take on like contract work as a detective. And you need to find the person that committed the crime in a world that constantly changes. And everybody has their own schedules and they're all like real people with like relationships with each other. So it's pretty cool. But does Endocopia count as horror? Let me check. I'm almost done with my list. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I need a mod to fix that. Okay, I think that's about it. So let me check. Endocopia. Endocopia is a point-and-click puzzle adventure that is visually reminiscent of early computer entertainment games. There's a typo in the... It's spelled entertainment, but it's supposed to be entertainment, I think. Games with underlying horrors. 99% positive. Amazing. Is it horror? Yeah, user-defined tags for this product. Adventure, point-and-click, psychological horror, horror 2D. So it is considered a horror game. Okay. On to my wish list it goes. But Brave says, I like kind of weird exploring games. This is interesting. Normally, I don't usually go for point and clicks, but this is interesting. And it's kind of cheap too. It's like Well, I'm sure this number goes down when it's on sale. But 1650 is not too bad. Not too bad. And especially if it goes on sale for like $5 in October, then that would be perfect. But heck yeah, 99%. And Error says Dead Island 2 was a good one. Like, I really enjoyed Dead Island 2. It wasn't like the greatest game by any means. Like, it wasn't like, oh wow, the greatest game I ever played. But I was like, I walked away from it and I thought to myself, like, it's really solid. And it's exactly what I was looking for. It didn't set out to achieve more than I wanted it to. It did the thing I wanted it to do, and then it was done. And I was like, pretty impressed with that. So, and Eris says agreed. I think the thing that appealed to me the most personally was I thought whatever technology they got to make all the gore. Like, generally, I'm not a big fan of gore in games. It's just, it kind of depends on what it is. Like, if it's like entrails or anything, like, I really don't want to see that. But if it's like, you know, enemies explode in like a red mist, that's totally fine. Like Space Marine 2 gore it's totally fine. That doesn't bother me at all. Outlast gore kind of bothers me, but Dead Island was kind of like in the middle where I was kind of grossed out, but at the same, I was equal parts grossed out and impressed at whatever tech they had to like simulate damage. It was really cool. But Era says, I feel like a lot of the horror games will go on sale nearing October. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. And if I see something that is a good price that I'm interested in, I think I'll... If you guys want to see a horror game, I'll pick it up and then we'll... or, sorry, maybe I shouldn't commit to that necessarily, but I will likely pick it up and we'll kind of go from there. But it does kind of depend on what's on sale in October. And it also depends on what our schedule looks like. I imagine in October, we're pretty much free, except for Gears of War E-Day, which releases towards the latter, like the latter quarter of the month. So we're free for most of the month to do scary stuff. And I guess Gears of War E-Day is close enough to scary, but I don't know. The hard part is that I can't really watch... I'm wasting time right now with this teleporter, but I can't really watch too much gore. So whatever we pick has to be not too scary. Or not too gory, rather. I don't know what it is, but like, if I play too much Gears of War, I love Gears of War. But if I play too much Gears of War, my dreams start to get really like gross and kind of like violent. Like it like grosses me out. I can't remember what I was dreaming about, but it would be to the effect of like people like splitting in half or something. There would just be something. My dreams get kind of crazy. So probably shouldn't play too much gory games, but I say planning Gears of War E-Day towards the end, but yeah. Brave says, I'm sure there will be better horror games near October. And yeah, there's a lot of time for us to look into it, so it's not really like I need to find and commit to a horror game this second. We can keep our options on the table. We can think about it. There's a lot of games out there, a lot of things we could do. So, all good. So Doom is a no-go? Well, actually, you raise an excellent point. So, sorry, I'm still eating. Doom, I'm gonna say no, but The reason for that is because I've actually played it. Actually, let me finish eating, or let me finish chewing first, and then I'll comment on it. Okay, so I have finished most of Doom, the remake of the first one. I finished most of it on the Game Pass, but I never finished it fully. I was on like the final boss, or I finished the final boss. I'm not sure which. I think I got to the final boss, but I never finished. And my Game Pass subscription expired, and then I just didn't go back to finish it. But the only reason to say no to that one is because it's kind of story-based, and I played it before. So Doom's something of a no-go. However, Bolt Gun 2 is coming out, I think around October, so I guess that could be on our to-do list. I didn't finish Bolt Gun 1, though, so maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't be a good idea for me to buy Bolt Gun, Bolt Gun 2 if I haven't finished Bolt Gun 1, but I could. But anyways, this isn't to say that Doom is by no means a bad game. I do think Doom is a good game, it's just that I've played it before, that's all. So, and then on top of that, I don't own it, but since I played it on the Game Pass, so, I mean, it goes on sale for like $1, but, so it's very easy to get if it goes on sale, but I would have to wait for it to go on sale, if I were to get it. The game that I'm currently waiting for to go on sale is Angels Fall First, which is unlikely to become a stream game. I might do it maybe like once or twice, but I don't think it'll be a stream game. That one is a, it's kind of like the original Battlefronts, Star Wars Battlefront, where you have like ship combat in space. You can fly little ships through space, do like these space aerial battles, or you could have like little ground battles as well, or battles inside of ships. So overall, I think it's pretty cool, and I should have capitalized on it when I had the chance, and it was like $10, but now it's like $20. So I'm waiting for it to go on sale again. And then the moment it does go on sale again, I think I'm gonna keep it going. My insatiable need of something to look forward to is or something to get excited about, rather, is my insatiable need of something to get excited about, or yeah, is insatiable. That's what I'm trying to say. Agreed. Very long-winded. But anyways, back to it. We made enough money that I feel like we could just finish the level already, I think. Alright. Let's just do it. The goal for stream tonight is to become powerful enough that I can go to do the level that gives me Acrid, but we're gonna have to grind to get there. Honestly, I feel like this run is all we really have time for in terms of stream length. If I was to die right now, I don't even know if we have time to do another one. I mean, I could do one more and then die immediately, but we don't really have time for another good run. We have lots of time for this run, but we don't really have time to die and come back. Oh shoot, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Okay, never mind. Damn. Alright, good, good, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Almost cleared the void seed. All I need now is to go faster, which we just picked up an energy drink. So, if we can go even faster, we should be able to get stuff faster. Oh shoot, I can't jump that high. No! Okay, 2 more monsters. Then we're good. Damn. That's 1. All we have left is this one. Alright. There we go. Easy peasy. I don't want that. Okay. I'm so tired, man. What a day, what a day. The past few nights I've been meaning to go to sleep early and then I just don't. And I've been paying the price every morning. Today I had a matcha though. Instead of having my normal black coffee, I had a matcha. And I'm falling asleep, man. Oh. Nice. I think if I was playing Oxygen Not Included, I would have passed out already. But thankfully, Risk of Rain 2 is a little more, like, reactionary. I don't know if that's the right word. But I have to actually, like, use my reflexes and be on top of it, so... And matcha doesn't have caffeine, does it? It kind of does, I think. Doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it does. So, I had a... like, some kind of matcha coffee thing. I don't know. It came in a can. So... had that today. It was pretty good. But alas, not quite the caffeine boost I needed, I think. I keep forgetting I have dinner. That scared the hell out of me for a second. This is a new item. Bombard the boss with missiles or something? I'm not really sure where the missiles are coming from, but it seems like we took care of the boss pretty quick, so not bad. We're at a point, I think, where this is going to snowball into us being strong enough to beat the boss that has Acrid, so I think we'll be good. Now, all I need to do is just finish my dinner. I keep forgetting I'm eating! No! I am really thankful for dinner tonight, though. Panda Express? Not every day. Maybe back when I lived alone, but not every day. You get to eat Panda Express. Not every day. Okay, there we go. Teleporter charged. And Panda Express is a treat indeed. So true, Mr. Era. You are so right. I agree. Not every day does a man such as myself get to have such a nice treat. Not every day. Okay. Don't mind me just jumping around to find the next item. Somewhere around here. Somewhere. There we go. Ah, damn it. I hate the delicate watches. Any kind of temporary item I tend to discard. It's just, usually it's just not worth keeping, but this one being no exception. That ain't worth it. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's an item that can become useless, so better discard it for something that is permanently useful. still eating. I'm almost done, though. I am actually almost done. It doesn't seem like the store is going to spawn naturally, so I think I'm going to have to initiate the store. But I would like to try my luck against the... I would like to try my luck against the store. Or, sorry, against the acrid stage. So, we'll try to work our way towards that. And there we go. Okay, next stage we're gonna go find the store initiator thing. And then we'll try to get the store going. Okay. Man. I'm feeling it now, man. Tired. I'm getting tired. The only thing keeping me going is Metal Gear tomorrow. I'm still so sad I didn't take the day off. No. My cough is genuinely getting worse as the week goes on, though. That's like no joke. So I do wonder a little bit if I'm getting sick. But thankfully, next week I have like a normal doctor's checkup thing, so... I think when I see her, I'm just gonna tell her, like, hey, you remember that time that I came in for a doctor's note several months ago? Yeah, I'm still coughing. And then we'll see what she says. But she had informed me at the time, at the time of me getting the doctor's note. She was saying that, like, the bug going around is causing people to cough for a few months. But it's been a while now, and things show no signs of stopping, so I think it would be a good idea to get her opinion. And I don't understand. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I don't understand why it takes so long to... or why coughs last so long, you know? The persistent ones? Because I would imagine, right? I would imagine that once the virus or bug or what have you leaves your body, I imagine that your body wouldn't be fighting anything anymore, right? So there would be no reason to have a cough, but I don't know. But Error says, do you think stress... Oh wait, that's the wrong portal. Do you think stress makes it worse? Maybe. Actually... Error, you're a genius. Maybe. Like, I don't consider myself, like, more... I'm not too much more stressed than normal right now, but I am in great anticipation of Thursday and Saturday. So, it could be, like, the anticipation of it all is stress in its own way, and maybe that's what's making my problems. That might be it. You might have solved the case, Mr. Arrow. You may have solved the case. Damn it, that killed me. You're so close. Arrow says, I do try, hee-hee. Or tee-hee. Thank you for trying, Arrow. I appreciate it. It's thanks to you that we now know the cause of my cough. Okay, well. We don't have time. to run this back one more time. So how about this? Instead of running it back one more time, how does something else sound? How does something that is not Risk of Rain sound? Because we don't have time to do it again. It's either I end right this second, we end 40 minutes early, or actually, error. I got something to show you. Unintentionally. I seriously didn't think about this until right now. You want to see Rainbow Six Siege? You want to see the game that makes me mad? Or maybe not mad, but frustrated. This game is free. For anybody out there that's like, oh, what's this? It's free. It's the worst thing you'll ever play in your life. But it has Solid Snake in it. So, I mean, hey. It's kind of cool in that way. The game is booting up right now. Once it's booted, I'll show you. Sorry, it's optimizing my shaders and then it crashed. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take my plate to the sink and fill in my water, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I've got my water. And the game's finished loading. The game's finished loading. And yeah, are you ready? Are you excited for the abrupt change in tonight's plans? Okay, so let me tell you, I make fun of Siege all the time. I talk about how it's the worst game ever. I am half serious. I'm mostly joking, but a part of that is serious. So, let me tell you. So, the reason I started playing this game, right? Or, the reason I got back into this game, right here. The Solid Snake. So, Solid Snake got added as a playable character to Rainbow Six Siege as one of the operators, right? And since I love Metal Gear, I figured, you know what, I might as well jump into it, because I guess he'd be my favorite. Well, I guess Big Boss would probably be my favorite, but Snake in general is my favorite, like, game character, probably, I'd say. I gotta think about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the right answer. Anyways, so he got added as a playable character, not just like a skin or a costume. He is Solid Snake as a character. And they added him as an operator, and then they made like a special Metal Gear related Seasons Pass, which, if you were to get it, you could get the MGS1 outfit, which is what he's wearing right here. But normally, I don't know how easy it is to show you this, but yeah, normally he wears like this outfit, but this is his MGS2 outfit. This is the MGS1 outfit. And then in MGS1, the back of his hair is a little more like clean, but in the second one, it's more of a mullet. So, clean shaven versus stubble and mullet. Anyways, so this game is really hard. And I haven't played it for a really long time, so I'm gonna try my best, but know that we might just spawn in and I might just die off bat. So just be ready. Be ready. But welcome back to Starfleet over on YouTube side. Starfleet says, Snake, Snake, Snake! Speaking of which, this Saturday is going to be... This Saturday or this Sunday is going to be me playing Metal Gear Solid 4, which I'm really excited about. Just so you know. Well, let me make sure my voice chat is... See, it's enabled, so let's disable that. And then we should be good. Sometimes the voice chat is on anyways, so hopefully it'll not be on. Okay. So, let me tell you guys, for those of you that aren't familiar with Siege, it is something I recommend playing once. And it's either for you or it's not for you. For me, it's like, there is an appeal, but the game is really hard. So, there's lots of different game modes. So the main game mode involves 5 people, 5 operators infiltrate, 5 operators defend, and then it becomes best 2 out of 3, right? So 5 people infiltrate, they have to disable a bomb located somewhere inside of this building. There's 5 people inside the building, and they have to defend the bomb. So let me show you. So I'm gonna pick Snake, because... love Snake. And I'll show you how the game works. Once again, if this looks interesting to you, I will promote it in that I think it's amazing. However, it is also very infuriating, so it's not for everybody, but the game itself, it is very well made. It's just a little frustrating sometimes, so. But I do think it's worth checking out. Starfleet says, I've never played a Metal Gear game. I would like to get into it, just don't know where to start. Metal Gear Solid 4 is where I started. It's pretty much like the end of the timeline. There's a game after that that I like to pretend is not canon, but Metal Gear Solid 4 is the end of Snake's story. And I think it's the perfect ending. It's the first game in the Metal Gear series that I played, but I also think it's the worst place you could possibly start. I think the best place you could start is Metal Gear Solid 1 would be my personal recommendation. I think that's the best place to start. But, damn it, she got me. But you could also start with Metal Gear Solid Delta would be another great place to start. So you could think of Metal Gear as like 2 trilogies, right? So, also, let me know if the game audio is too loud. I think it might be a little bit too loud. I'll turn it down a little bit.
10 seconds.
That might be a little better. So you could think of it as 2 trilogies. So there's the Big Boss trilogy, and then there's the Solid Snake trilogy. So Big Boss trilogy takes place first, so that's Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker, and 5. And then the Solid Snake trilogy is Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 4. Hold on, I gotta lock in real quick.
Nah, looks like they just have to play.
Okay, so using my Soliton radar from Metal Gear Solid 1, I can tell that there are people... I can tell that there are people near me, but I'm not sure exactly where.
Swapping bags.
Here's what we'll do. We're gonna go up.
All clear nearby.
It's clear.
One op 4 remaining.
Hold on. They've got cams.
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
Area safe.
Oh,
Op 4 eliminated.
we just won. So, each operator... What makes this game interesting is that each operator, every character in this game has unique... has a unique ability, right? And I'm not super familiar with everybody's ability, but I can explain Solid Snake. So, Solid Snake's ability is that he has the Soliton radar. So, Metal Gear Solid 1, the Soliton radar is like a special item that Snake uses to determine the location of the guards in the place he's infiltrating. He can see the layout of the area that he's in. He can see where the guards are, and he can see where they're facing. And using that information, he's able to sneak around to try to, you know, find a way to get past the guards without being
Friendly
seen,
drone
right?
deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
So in Rainbow Six Siege, he has the same thing, but it's nerfed a little bit. So you have the Soliton radar. When you turn it on, it'll tell you whether or not someone is nearby on your floor. It doesn't tell you exactly where they are. In order to tell exactly where they are, you have to press a button and use like a little like consumable button, basically. You can only press the button 4 times.
10 seconds.
3 or 4 times. Each time you press the button, it'll show you exactly where the person
5
near
seconds
you
before
is,
insertion.
and it'll show you where they're facing. However, you can only do that a
Located
limited
bomb.
number of
Make your
times
way to its location and defuse it.
per round. And the enemy is told that their position has been exposed. So they're gonna know that you see them. which is, you know, not really ideal, right?
I'm reloading!
Oops,
This keeps them on their toes.
forgetting how to play.
All clear.
Of course, there are ways to counter this, so it's not exactly like a foolproof plan by any means, but... Oh shoot, I have adaptive trigger on.
Immediate area hostile free.
There's definitely somebody that can... There's somebody at the top of the stairs. I'm very confident. Or not. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I mean, there's not really a whole lot I can do at the top of the stairs anyways, but... Let's try to get up there.
Flashbang.
One op 4 remaining.
Damn it. I did like nothing this round. Oh, I did nothing but hurt myself, it seems. I'm trying to find a way to get up there, man.
All clear at my location.
Oh, yeah, see?
Op 4
We just won.
eliminated.
Oh, Brave says, is this Siege? It is. So, if we played another match, or if we played another round of Risk of Rain 2, we'd go really far overtime. And I've been meaning to show Error Siege, so I'm just showing off Siege at this point. Actually, I should have went Capcan. So the hardest part about Siege is that you need to know what each player, what each operator does. I mean, I guess you don't have to know, but it's to your advantage to know what each person does. Because if you're fighting with them or against them, it's good to know what they can do. And it's good to know what to look out for. So if you know what Capcan does, if you're fighting against Capcan, then you know to expect door traps. But if you didn't know that, like, you could still shoot Capcan if you find him, but you wouldn't know to look out for door traps. So, but yeah, Era doesn't know about Siege. Era says, it is an interesting looking game. I want to say I might have seen somebody long ago play this, but I hardly remember the game. This game has been around for a really long time at this point, so you may have seen them at some point, but I'm gonna hope the really obvious one kills him. But I don't know. I like this game.
Down to 10 seconds.
Now.
Reloading.
I like the
5
game,
seconds and counting.
but I will say it is really hard.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Fortified!
This game is genuinely so hard.
Let them come.
Surya get deployed.
We're here.
Stay clear.
Reinforcing wall! Pocketed one.
I gotta turn off adaptive trigger. I don't know if I have time though. But Siege is a point and click game. Is it though? They fell for entry denial twice, baby. Let's go. I think that's the one right above me, though. Oh, damn it. I just saw him. I just saw him. It was stupid of me to peek my head like that, but... Okay, well. Silly death. Starfleet says, isn't the backstory of Snake complicated? Like how Big Boss and Solid Snake are different people, or one of them is a clone or something like that. I can explain it if you'd like. It is a little bit of a spoiler to explain it, but I can explain it.
One friendly remaining.
Well, it's kind of like a big spoiler, but at the same time, well, it seems like you already know. So, oh, actually, wait. Let me fix my controls real quick. Where's my adaptive?
Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy it.
Where's my adaptive trigger?
Located the diffuser. Destroy it.
Accessibility? It's gotta be controls, but I don't see it.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Oh. Trigger effect. There we go.
Mission failed.
Anyways.
All friendlies were
So,
eliminated.
light spoilers, sort of. So, Big Boss is the original Snake. Brave says, one does not simply ask Taku the lore of Metal Gear and not listen to 2 hours of yapping. Ah, yes. Error got an earful last night. I feel bad, but when so Big Boss is the original Snake, and because he was so good when he was working for the US decided to clone Big Boss. And then the clone of Big Boss is Solid Snake. So that's the short of it, is that Solid Snake is the clone of Big Boss. Big Boss is original Snake. So there's the short version, the not 2 hour long version is simply that.
This'll rattle them.
Can't believe that guy got me. I guess I'll just put it like right here. What do they say? Gamers never look up, so
Setting razor shell.
hopefully they don't look up. But we'll see.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
In an ideal world, they're forced to.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Throwing a razor bloom.
We'll just defend right here. Anyways, but Eris says, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I went on a crazy like rant yesterday. I was ranting about Life is Strange 2 for a large portion of that. Hold on. Snake knows where I am. Run away. I'm stuck. Run! Oh! I don't even know where I got killed from. Crazy. Very interesting. But we won, so it doesn't matter. But Starfleet says, I'll take the super long explanation for 2000. LOL. Anyway, that explains it a lot. Thanks. You are welcome. But I highly recommend, if you happen to be free on Saturday, Starfleet, I will be starting Metal Gear Solid 4. It is the end of Solid Snake's story. It is where I started playing Metal Gear. It's filled with spoilers. but it is where I started playing Metal Gear, so I think it's really, really cool. But I think it's an interesting... It's interesting to play as Solid Snake and then be like a completely different person from Big Boss and yet also kind of be the same person. It's hard to explain, but Metal Gear Solid 4 is peak. It is cinema. Every second of Metal Gear Solid 4 is peak cinema. It is absolutely amazing. I will say it's more movie than game, but it is a really, really good movie. Seems we're joining in progress, and there's friendly fire now active for somebody. So. Or, sorry, not friendly. Reverse friendly fire has been activated for somebody, so. We're already in a toxic environment, it seems. But Starfleet says, I'll be celebrating my birthday on that day, unfortunately. Happy early birthday, Starfleet. Everybody say happy birthday to Starfleet. Okay. Happy birthday. Happy pre-birthday. But birthday nonetheless. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Starfleet. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I'm wishing you all the best. Wishing you many happy memories. Brave says, happy birthday, Starfleet. Very kind of you, Brave. Thank you, thank you. Error says, happy early B-Day, Starfleet. Thank you, Error, for wishing Starfleet a happy birthday. Much appreciated, you guys. Much appreciated. Oh, man, I keep burping, man.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing the
Happy
location.
Pepe. Happy Pepe. Okay. We're back in it. Let's find where the dudes are located. Let's see what kind of traps we're up against.
Seconds to go.
Ah, it's pretty funny.
5 seconds before insertion.
Run away, run away. So there's one
Located a
mystery.
bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse
One
it.
mystery person out there somewhere.
All clear nearby. Heads up. Hostile inbound. Brace yourself.
My turn!
My location is clear.
They know.
Be on guard. Enemy detected.
So here's the plan. The more openings there are, the less chance that the enemy is going to be looking at the right one when I run in.
Wait. Threat detected. This area
The
is hostile.
diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Damn it.
Down to one friendly.
I just gotta go for it. It's over.
We have been eliminated.
Oh, man. That was pathetic. They should just kick me for that. That was stupid. That was so dumb. I don't know what I expected. See, I thought the grenade would blow up the trap. I thought it would, but it didn't. And now that I think about it, the trap will disable itself if you throw any projectile into it, so I should have just thrown the grenade straight at it. Because that was the intention, was that I wanted to blow up the door and then run in. Damn. Anyways, but Starfleet says, much appreciated, y'all. Excellent, excellent. I really do hope you have a good birthday, though. I really do. I hope it goes well for you. Man. How sad. What a pathetic loss, though.
Be ready to engage, Op 4.
What a loss, man. It's like that one lyric. I tried so hard and got so far.
Shield going out.
But in the end,
Razor shell
it
out.
doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
New camera feed replicator in place.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
10 seconds.
From the razor blue.
You know what I mean?
5 seconds left.
Camera in the center. Deploying welcome mat.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
I'm just hoping that,
Placing a
like,
razor blue.
I'm hoping that my inexperience with Siege causes people to get hit by stuff they wouldn't normally get hit by. Just because I put them in really dumb locations that no one should put them in. In that way, maybe we'll have the upper hand. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Error says LOL. And Starfleet says, lock in, Taku, you got this. Thank you. I will certainly try.
Target detected.
Oh. Hey. My bad.
Sending the welcome mat.
Like, I was just staring at me the whole time. These things. Oh.
Reloading. Swapping mags.
I'm watching you.
I haven't played since the Dokkaebi rework, so I'm not sure what changed.
Surias back online.
Fifteen seconds left. Op 4, last stop standing. Time expires in 10 seconds. Friendly, last operator standing. 5 seconds remaining. You've reached the time limit.
Alright. I didn't even see him come in, so I'm not really sure. Oh, we went in a circle. He would have got me if I stayed, but... Good. Good, good. I have contributed almost nothing to the team. I've only got 1 assist. But at least... Oh wait, no, I'm reading that wrong. Never mind, I contributed nothing. I died once, and I thought that was an assist, but it was just my death, so. I thought I did get an assist, though, but maybe I'm thinking of the last game. Never mind. Well, there I was thinking I was useful. I'm actually just reading my own death on screen. Crazy. Brave just laughs. I'm sure your gadget did something. It hit the guy. It hit Maverick when he came in. But that's all that happened. He just hit Maverick. That's all. I don't really know if that's an accomplishment, but... Anyways.
Put the shell in play.
What?
10 seconds remaining.
That guy could have left at any time. He chose to leave right now. Why? Why would you do that?
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Shields up.
Whatever with this game. I don't even care anymore. I don't know why people act like this. But Starfleet says, you contributed in some way. You gave them the win. Thank you, Starfleet. Very positive way to look at it. I don't feel like I did anything. But if you say I did, then it must be true. Oh, somebody already triggered the razor bloom. Oh, hello, Valkyrie. I don't know why Valkyrie keeps following me. Why do you feel the need to just stand like right next to me? I don't understand. I mean, I like the company, but I don't know why you gotta stand so close.
I'm reloading.
Op 4, last operator standing. One friendly operator remaining. Down to 15 seconds. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left.
There we go.
You've reached the time limit.
I knew I didn't have to kill him. I knew he had to rush to me. So, the reason I stayed still, I knew that if I ran out the clock, he would lose. Because he doesn't... I knew that the bomb diffuser was next to me in the briefcase. So I knew that he had to run to me to grab the diffuser, because I knew that he didn't have it. So, with that being said, I wanted to be aggressive enough for him to realize that it wouldn't be a good idea to rush, but at the same time, I wanted to keep alive because if he killed me, then he would have won. But being that he didn't have the briefcase, I would win if he didn't grab the briefcase. So that's the reason why I was camping. Anyways. Alright, well. Not bad. But Error says, your efforts are seen. Thank you, Error. And Brave says, clutchin'. Thank you, Brave. Starfleet says, you contributed in some way. You gave them the win. Thank you, Starfleet. What can I say? I'm just that guy. Covering angles enough of an effort to win. So true, Mr. Brave. So, that wasn't too bad. And we did make 2 kills, so ultimately not bad. Also, I should have played Jackal. Just so I can be the cyborg ninja. Also, they added... I hope it's still available. I figured that this was like a long-term thing, so I didn't really get it, but... I really hope they still have it. They're supposed to have Old Snake. And I'm really hoping they still do. There he is. I'm not really in a rush to buy Old Snake, but there he is! Metal Gear Solid 4 Snake, looking even older than he does in the 4th game. But, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Man, the suit looks a lot better, though. Well, I guess the Octo Camo suit, the suit itself, the blue part, is it's not bad. I think in the game it looks better, but the harness, I think, looks a lot better in this game than it does in 4, so not bad. Eric says, which is your favorite Snake? I think I lean more towards Big Boss, but I like Solid Snake, but Big Boss is more of my personal favorite. I think that Big Boss is a more fleshed out character, whereas Solid Snake is just the good guy. It's kind of just all he is. Big Boss is more of an interesting character, in my opinion. Brave says, do you play Siege because Snake is here? Pretty much. Pretty much. If they never added Snake, I don't think I'd be as interested in Siege as I am. And even then, my interest in Siege is generally kind of low. But, I mean, I really like it when I really like it, and I get frustrated with it when I get frustrated. But Snake being here is definitely a very large contributing factor to why I like Siege. But I mean, I used to play Siege like long before Snake was ever added. I used to play it around the launch. Maybe like a year or 2 after launch is when I started playing it. But I dropped off of it, and I only came back because Snake came back. So, but yeah, I'm passionate. Thank you, Ever. See? But Starfleet says, you read my message again, lol, but that was a good tactic. Well done. Thank you, Starfleet. What can I say? I'm just that guy. But yeah, sometimes I read the messages again. But, you know, it's all part of the Taku experience. But yeah, man, he's so cool. He's so cool. But this skin costs a lot of, like, real-world money. This is like $20 in real life. Actually, wait. No, maybe not. It's like double what I have, though. If you were to, hypothetically, buy... If you were to buy the amount of credits you need, you'd have to spend, like... You'd have to spend, like, $35 to get the amount of credits you'd need. $35 would get you 45,000 credits. Or sorry, not 4,500 credits. Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm just miscounting now. I can't do math. 26. I need to go to sleep. 2,670, right? So we'll say 2,700 credits, right? 2,700 credits is a little less than this, so that it's about 20 bucks, roughly. So, I love Snake. However, I don't know if it's worth it to spend 25 bucks on this one skin alone, being that I already spent like 20 bucks on the battle pass. And I've already got, I think I got Raiden already too. Or maybe I have Raiden, but I don't, I might have bought it and I don't even own the operator. I just did it for the love of Metal Gear. I think it was Maverick. No. It wasn't? Who was it then? Huh. I gotta go to sleep. I've fallen asleep, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to actually perform in the next game, so we'll just end it here. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. Fun stream. Thanks to all of you as always. Thank you guys for your support. Ever, Brave, Wiffle Waffle. Wiffle Waffle. Oh, Wiffle Waffle bonked. Thank you, Wiffle Waffle. Spat. Thank you guys. Stefan. Thank you guys. Starfleet. Fitz. Tommy. Thank you guys. And time for the sleepy time. Yeah, I gotta go to sleep. I'm really tempted to play another, like, something, but I need to go to sleep. But thank you for joining me, guys. Era says fun stream. Thanks to you. Brave says thanks for the stream. Thank you, Brave. 'Twas a blast, Taku. 'Twas a blast, Error. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Just as a quick reminder, so Friday there is no planned stream. I've got to wake up early on Saturday morning, so there's not going to be a stream on Saturday morning either. So Saturday night or Sunday morning is likely going to be the start of Metal Gear Solid 4. I hope you guys can make it. I'm really, really excited to show it off to you guys. Yeah, well, Discord is the best place to, keep updated on what's going on. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. It was very fun. So thank you guys. Starfleet says, hope to catch you next time. Hope to catch you next time, Starfleet. Thanks for joining us tonight. But I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys on Saturday or Sunday, or at least on Discord. So good night, everybody.